Yeah, I'm getting that vibe. Yeah, I can feel it. To me,
I'm
Sarda's the
gonna
thing that
keep
got me
reading
back
it,
into
obviously,
Boruto.
but like I have metaphorically dropped it.
Yeah, it's just the pacing is so dog shit slow. It has been dragging ass, and Sarda's Mangekyo has me hyped as fuck and brought me back. But like next chapter, I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna be, to be
As
honest.
a One Piece fan,
I
it's really
mean,
hard for me to
sure.
consider this pacing even remotely slow.
Well, let's. Okay, that's crazy. Let's keep in mind
This
though.
pacing is not slow.
The first 7, yes, I counted. The first 7 pages of this chapter were flashback. And I'm not even going to say it was bad, because I think it's telling an interconnected, cohesive story. It's telling you what was and wasn't important for Sarada's story as of right now, as it pertains to this chapter. I think what they did was brilliant there. I think 7 pages was way too long. At the very least, I have zero idea why they included Sumire explaining how omnipotence functions for Sarada's story.
Wait,
When
that's in there? I have not read the full chapter. I
It
got
is.
one.
They
Yeah.
already
That was one of my
had
reasons.
Sarada awakening her
That's in
Mangekyo
there?
in front of
But
Sasuke.
why?
Why would they
Oh,
do that?
gosh.
I don't. It's a waste of a
gosh.
page. It's
It was an
insane.
That is a
absolute
waste of a
waste,
page.
and it was bullshit. And what they should have done is had Sarda's monologue that she spoke after all that bullshit happen while that bullshit was happening. That way you save even more time. And then cut that bullshit from 7 pages. So cut that shit to maybe 4 pages. Remove the Sumire shit. Have Sarda do her monologue during the flashback, and then get here, and then come back to present time. You would have a lot more time. So it was just filler padding bullshit.
I agree.
In a manga, which is nasty.
A monthly manga at that. Like, yes, Naruto had a lot of flashbacks. It's infamous for its flashbacks, but at least it's weekly. This, in comparison, you can't do that.
Naruto had flashbacks in the manga? I didn't read the Naruto manga.
I mean, it has flashbacks. The anime, infinitely more, but
okay. Well, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Did it have flashbacks akin to the anime? But it seems like not.
No, the anime at some points was trying to adapt less than 2 chapters per episode. At some points.
Wow! Holy shit!
The One Piece anime does the same thing. One Piece adapts 1 chapter per episode, and sometimes they adapted less.
And that's because One Piece doesn't want to do filler.
They're back though. I think so. Right after the
no, they're still going to be only adapting 1 chapter per episode. They took a hiatus to make sure they have control. They have full control over their anime. So they took a hiatus to make sure that they can maintain the quality that they had already set before, since they have full control over their anime.
How the fuck do you do 1 chapter an episode? Holy shit!
They only have like 20 pages.
The anime's been doing that forever.
To be fair,
they've been doing that since.
I do think this is
not been doing that.
This is something Kodachi did do very well. He wrote a cohesive story while also writing in things allowing the anime to adapt it. I just don't think the anime studio actually did that. And I think if a writer can do this, it's just a note of brilliant writing. So for example, Demon Slayer did this a little bit. If you've seen the latest season of the anime, it's like a training arc, but one of those episodes was adapted from, I think it was 2 panels, if not 1 or 2 pages, but they made it a whole episode. They're just throwing it in the manga, but it's not taking away from anything. It's not slowing down the pacing or anything. It's there. It was relevant. It's necessary, but it's clearly material for the anime to expand on. It's so obvious that's the reason it's written in there. And I think Kodachi did that well. Ikimoto's not doing that. In fact, again, I liked the flashbacks in this manga chapter. I don't think generally flashbacks should be, at least definitely not this long in a manga chapter, especially when it's monthly. I think that is something that the story should do, but it shouldn't be in this medium. It should be for the anime. The anime should be the one doing this, not the manga.
Well,
this is gonna feel really nice in the anime.
Matters if the page count was just more. Like if you just was doing 60 page a month or whatever,
well,
I think it would
be nice to see especially all these scenes reanimated. But
I agree.
Also, I kind of like getting to see Ikimoto's art improvement in some of these pages, because like if you go back to what they looked like originally, like they looked really wonky. He was odd with proportions a lot of the times back when he first started. So I kind of got a little nostalgic looking at these some of these panels redone.
I will say this. Just coming for us, we've been sticking with the series from part 1 to part 2 pretty seamless. But for say you're someone who hasn't really seen part 1, believe it or not, or say you're someone who I don't know, hey, I've been waiting for the time skip, now I'm ready. Like, you don't even know how the fuck Sarada got her Mangekyo. So I think the flashback, again, is a necessity. But
it's just the omnipotent page. That's really silly.
Well, okay, it's a necessity because they made it a necessity by doing unnecessary things. Why is this 2 Blue Vortex? Why isn't this Boruto chapter 101 to where Sarada awakened her Mangekyo in chapter 100?
They did this for marketing reasons, Ood, and it's working out wonderfully in terms of sales. This was a smart decision. This was an absolutely fantastic decision, Ood, to split it off.
Did you just taunt him?
Yes, he did, because he's annoyed, but this was a smart move. This has been nothing but beneficial for them.
Yeah, Sarin, how many more Boruto t-shirts have you bought since 2 Blue Vortex came out?
I'm talking about manga sales. That's completely nonsensical.
It's in V-Jump. It's not meant to sell manga. It's a merchandise magazine. It's meant to sell merch. Tell me I'm wrong.
You know that you're silly with that response.
Oh.